a spin on salad, and we're using a grill. When Meghan Markle isn't starring on USA's hit show Suits, you can find her dishing out inspiration on everything from food to fashion on her blog, The Tig.
That's right.
The Tig. Meghan, nice to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We're making something unusual here. People don't think of this. We're talking about salad on the grill.
That's right.
Let's start with the, well, here's the ingredient panel. What do we need to know?
So really simple. I mean, we're just talking about, we're going to do a nice grilled romaine salad with grilled shrimp on it. So we have Italian seasoning, crushed red chili flakes, honey. You can do any sort of dressing you want, Caesar, whatever else. So we'll start with just marinating the shrimp, which is really easy. Toss your shrimp in there, a little bit of olive oil, do some lemon. You can put some salt in there, all of our seasonings here.
How long in advance do you do this?
You can do it an hour in advance, and you definitely want to put it in the fridge, just let it sort of marinate for a bit. But again, you just want to infuse that flavor in there. Really simple.
Before you actually cook the shrimp, what temperature do you like them to be at?
You know, if you keep it in the fridge, I would say let it rest a little bit. You don't want to ever put any cold protein directly on a hot surface. It'll just make the meat tougher.
A little bit of room temperature?
Exactly. So just let it just come down just a little bit so it's not too cold.
Okay. So we're going to pop those on the grill in a second,
Exactly.
Right?
So we're going to pretend like the magic of TV. They've been marinating for a bit, but then the lettuces, and this is what I love. You can grill lettuce, and it has the most amazing
I've
flavor.
never heard of that.
It holds up. Yeah, you can grill radicchio, kale, whatever you want. So what's great is you just want to have it lengthwise so that it ends up still keeping that base on there, because ultimately you can end up holding it like a handheld salad.
Okay.
Right? So we'll take a couple of the pieces out from the middle to create a bit of a boat to put our ingredients in. We'll have that there. They're excited about this.
Very happy about grilling lettuce here.
Exactly. Do a little bit of olive oil all around here. Get them ready for the grill. A little bit of salt. And then we can take this with our shrimp over to the grill.
We don't need tongs, I guess.
Yeah,
I have
here
some
we go.
tongs just in case. All right.
Just in case.
Are we doing those? Well, let's do the shrimp first.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Thank you. So you're going to let those grill, you know, shrimp cook up so quickly, so maybe like a minute or two each side.
Okay.
And at the same time on low heat, you can have your lettuces olive oil side down, put those on there. They're going to cook really quickly. But again, because it's a sturdy lettuce, it's not going to break down. You'll get a nice char mark like this.
Here's what it looks like when you've had them grilled for a little while.
Yeah.
We're going to put these together in a second. You like croutons, so you got some bread on the grill as well.
Exactly. So we're going to just have our bread there, let it grill up. We're going to end up pounding that down, so it's almost more like breadcrumbs.
Okay. Do you have finished products over there?
I think
we
we
need
do.
to bring these.
Yes,
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right, fine.
So, from our toasted bread, we're now going to, you know, of course, use your mallet, get that a little bit smaller. We got pieces like this, which is great. I think it's nice to make homemade breadcrumbs. Is pretty good.
Can we look over here at our tasters for a second?
Hey, guys.
Carson, you like anything you can eat with your hands.
Exactly.
It's like a nice, you said, boat. Healthy taco style.
But that's what I think is so fun too, and it's great for kids as well. Like you think at a barbecue, everyone has a hot dog or a hamburger. For people who don't want gluten, or for kids to make it more playful,
Absolutely.
you have a handheld salad.
Help us build these.
Okay, great. So you can help me with this. So we're going to take some of the shrimp that's already been chopped a little bit. We can put some of that on there.
So you made sure you cut the tails off those pieces.
Exactly, and obviously they're peeled and deveined. So we'll stick those. It makes this little boat shape, so it's really easy to fill in. And then we can give it a little squirt of lemon. We have two dressings here, like balsamic or a Caesar, whichever you prefer. Obviously, you can put on there.
Okay.
And then a little sprinkle of breadcrumbs. Yep.
Not a lot, right?
No, exactly, especially if you're going to hold it, right? You want to be able to not have it spilling everywhere, but still get all that good flavor. And if you'd rather just use a fork and knife, you can do that too, which we have over here.
These look really good.
They're really yummy.
They look really good.
And so easy. Yeah, exactly.
Never had grilled lettuce before.
We'll join the party.
All right.
Thank you.
Megan, thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And don't forget, you can check out these recipes and a lot more on The Tig, and you can catch Megan's show, Suits, tonight, 9/8 Central Time, on our sister network, USA.
Right.
Harry met Meghan. She was an actress living in Toronto. You may have heard. That's when our next guest's role as her security protection changed drastically. Joining us live is the former security for Meghan Markle and the VP of Risk Management with Focus One Group, Steve Davies, in studio. Mr. Davies, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
When did you and your security team come into the picture, and who was paying for it?
Once the announcement was made, NBC Studios contacted me and asked if I was available to provide the security protection for Meghan because things were just getting out of control. There was death threats coming in. The people were trying to get onto the paparazzi were trying to get onto the studios and everything else. So I moved in, the announcement was made, and it went from 3 paparazzi outside the house to 50 paparazzi and the satellite trucks and everything else.
Wow.
So the complete neighborhood was disrupted. You know, it was a quiet neighborhood. You could walk the dogs. The cleaners would come in and everything else. Once the announcement was made, all of this shut down. And the paparazzi were trying to get into everything.
And usually we're seen as a very low-key city, which is why stars find it attractive, because you don't get bothered. And all of a sudden, in the documentary, the series, they show she had to close her windows, that neighbors were being talked into buying cameras to spy and feed them info. There were tarps that had to be built around her show, Suits. And that's the only way they could actually still film the show safely. And she felt sort of bad about all the attention that was given to her, but it was something that had to be done. You saw it yourself.
Yeah, it was very, very difficult for her to go from being a celebrity on a show to being part of the #1 family in the world.
What's the craziest thing you saw during that initial period, during the dating period?
Well, we were transporting her around from studio if you needed to go downtown or anything. She couldn't go out shopping or anything else. Right. Craziest thing, we were getting chased by vehicles with a paparazzi.
Here.
When you say chased, how fast are you talking?
Well, we're doing the speed limit, and they're right up our back end of the vehicle. We're going down alleys to try and get away.
Right in the back, like dangerously close.
Dangerously close. Which, for civilians, it can cause a traffic accident and everything else. Mm-hmm. You know, there's 2 types of paparazzi I look at. You've got the media, people that want to interview, and then you've got the photo guys. One thing with the photo guys is the fact that they're trying to get the best shot they can for $1 million.
So they're more dangerous.
They're more dangerous. They'll do what they need to do. I mean, we had neighbors complaining because paparazzi were knocking on the window, knocking on the door, asking if they could get into the bedroom that's looking over the garden to get shots.
Oh my gosh.
You know, this is the sort of stuff. And psychologically, for Meghan, it was stressful.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course.
You know, thank you for bringing that up. Because I know there are people watching this, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't have a similar thought, and I think you can speak to this, who think this of someone who marries into the royal family. Because it's not a normal family, as we know. If Princess Diana had to deal with it, if Kate Middleton had to deal with it, if the Queen Consort, we forget sometimes, but the Queen Camilla had to deal with it, what's the difference now with Meghan?
Okay. With the Queen Consorts, with Diana, and with Kate, they're in England. They've had a lot of transparency to that sort of lifestyle. With Meghan, she's in North America, okay? She's probably seen a lot of that on TV, or you couldn't contemplate how bad it was going to get. Mm. And because it's Harry, the media are all over it. You know, he was the rogue of the royal family and everything else. He's a great guy. But again, because it's Meghan and Harry, and you've got the African-American influence on it and everything else, that took it to another level.
Like I said in the doc, and it was one of the more interesting things that I saw. Sometimes when you call authorities, they're like, well, we can't do anything. They're sitting in their car. Like, what do you want us to do? And I would agree with her. It's pretty unsettling to have people, when you know there's people sitting around your home.
But legally, they're allowed to be there.
But legally, what can you do? So, final thought on that. Like, how do people get over that hurdle? Because
Meghan's situation, she was in the middle of no man's land because she wasn't an international protected person because she wasn't part of the royal family. The police were not obliged to provide protection for her because, again, she wasn't an IPP. So she was taking her own measures to try and fix certain problems, but the problem she came to was she couldn't do anything about it. Toronto police, once I come on board, we were coordinating the security arrangements and everything else, and they were great. They responded and everything else.
People at home to know something about Meghan from experience, because there's so much crap still out there. What do you want it to be?
She's an honest, truthful person. She's good-hearted, and she will go out and help anybody at any time.
Time you would run into her and...
No, she would be coming home late at night, and a couple of times I saw her, and I had a little... the RCMP guys were parked here, and I told them that they were free to park here because I knew what was happening there. Sometimes the paparazzis are a pain.
Yeah.
I said, you're free to park here, And as long as you leave me the space for me to come into my garage, I'm fine. And then about 3 or 4 weeks later, the RCMP guy said, I apologize for taking so much of your space and stuff. And I said, well, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Jokingly, I said, Christmas is coming. Belgian chocolates will be nice. And she was in front of the RCMP guy, RCMP fellow, and said, chocolates. She came back, and then next morning we saw a little bag with a gift from her for letting us park here. Very sweet, I think. But apart from that, we haven't exchanged other words. But she seems to be very nice.
Yeah.
She actually wrote me a little note saying thank you. Beautiful calligraphy. She saw you to say hello.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I guess being persecuted all the time.
Yeah.
She learned better just to keep going fast. But the few times that I saw her, it was hello.
Yeah. And did you ever see Prince Harry here? Or?
Never had the chance. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to get invited to the wedding either.
Yeah. But a very nice girl, like being a good neighbor.
As from the way that she presented herself, she's lovely.
Yeah.
Because when I wrote back to her thank you note, and I said, if sometimes you're at loose ends, knock on the door. We have some wine in the garden.
Yeah.
But it never happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're trying to be friendly with neighbors and make them feel safe
and welcome.
Harry once said that where Meghan went wrong is that she overshadowed the Queen and the rest of the royals in the newspaper at an event where everyone showed up. When they featured Meghan on the cover, like that was the moment that it was done for her. And he said, the same thing happened with my mom. And of course, people lose it when he compares Meghan to his mom. I think he's right, because up until then, everyone loved Meghan. And then the royals started planting the media with horrible stories about her because she was overshadowing everyone. And, like, for as much as people say they can't stand Meghan and Harry, why do the tabloids then feature a story about Harry and Meghan? Like, every third story is about Harry and Meghan. If they're no longer working royals and like the UK or like the British people no longer care about them, why are they constantly in the tabloids like the Daily Mail? I'm guessing it's because they're widely read articles every time there's content about them. And it's almost like thou dost protest too much whenever like I talk about Harry and Meghan and like Kate and William. Like the UK people or the royal supporters will like go insane about supporting Kate and William and like hating Harry and Meghan. And here's the question: why do you have to hate Harry and Meghan? I don't understand. What did they do to you? And don't you see how you're being manipulated by the royal family? Because they're the ones that planted the hate originally about Meghan. You're just pawns in their game, right? I'm right? It has to be totally exhausting to be Meghan Markle. Everywhere she goes, she has to be so extra nice to people in order for people not to hate her and to say good things about her. Like, here she is getting on the plane, being super cute, getting on a commercial plane, which sometimes she does. Sometimes she flies private with Prince Harry, and she gets on the plane, and then the flight attendants are interacting with her. They wrote her a little note saying how much they loved her. And of course, Meghan has to go above and beyond and write on a napkin a little note, which was so cute. She said, "Dear AA Girlies, American Airlines, love, hospitality, and handwritten note. Know me well, all the love right back to you as ever, Meghan." To write the note, exhausting. For me personally, I can imagine myself sitting there being like, no, but then to have to do the extra flair. The creator who posted about this said it was giving rich, it was giving expensive, and she was exactly right. It's like the most outrageous cursive, just the most extra calligraphy on a napkin. But this is what Meghan has to do, so people like her. She has to be extra, extra nice, and the girl loved it and appreciated it, as would I. I think Meghan Markle is just so amazing to go above and beyond for people. My God, it must be exhausting, don't you think? For me personally, I'm like, don't talk to me, put my earbuds in. But she has to talk to people or people will be mean to her.
I love how you're so all about female empowerment. You really like shut down like any competition. You were really great about shutting down the Meghan Markle feud like before it even really gained enough steam. Have you guys gotten a chance to hang out after that fun Instagram video, or was it?
Not yet. Just we have a text friendship so far, but I've been traveling quite a bit. But I don't like that when people try to pit women against each other. That's just not on.
Yeah. Do you think that you'd ever go on an episode of her show? Maybe like do a pie episode?
Sure, why not? You know, you never know. I don't bake that well, but you know, I can always try.
Hello my people, Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing? All my new subscribers, you're welcome, and my returning subscribers, y'all know I love you. Guys, the world is crazy. The world is crazy with this monarchy, people. Y'all saw the video that I posted with the article stating that all of a sudden Mumbleton, the mattress from St. Andrews, became a hugger. And for the first time, Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex, met that girl, gave her, hugged her. She acted like she never hugged anybody in her life. And then I went and discovered this black queen from TikTok, that wonderful sister, came out with all the videos that she made, dissected all those stuff. I was like, well, let me go check around this thing. Because I remember reading in Spare about that hug thing. You know? So, I also saw this guy, the king of that thing there. The cheating man. Unfaithful man. Immoral man. Who's dragging courtiers' wives in his bed. I wonder how many of them he did do that too. Because back in the day, I heard there was a lady, I don't remember if she was a fashion designer or whatever. She was also married to somebody. She also died. She used to hang around this Charlie boy too. So her and Princess Diana used to fight too. So it was the trio, Queen Escort, the queen of people's heart, Princess Diana, and that woman, I forgot what her name was. Y'all guys, probably the people who've been around here before us, y'all know who I'm talking about. You probably know the name of that woman there, because she also used to hang out with Charlie Boy. And she was a married woman. That woman was a married woman. So Charlie Boy does all the time. So when Charlie Boy is also hugging people, that's a royal protocol. When Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex, does the same, it's against the royal protocol. Mambos does it, all of a sudden she is just such a hugger. And she looked at Royal Highness, Duchess of Sussex, really funny when she hugged her. Like she never done that. The hypocrisy of these people. The hypocrisy of the devil. The hypocrisy of these low self-esteem people. The hypocrisy and the devil in them. The racism in them. They are enraged when they see beauty. The beauty with melanin in it. The beauty presented itself to their doorstep. It shook all of them with their low self-esteem, with the complex of inferiority. Everything they are, the praises come from people. There is no reality. There is no beauty in that mumbles. There is no any kind of anything in that woman. I don't know what y'all guys call the definition of beauty. Are you guys out of your minds? Nobody would even buy a paper. Nobody can still buy a paper right now with Mambo's picture on it. Nobody. Get her in front of your magazines. Let's see how many copies you're gonna sell. Put her on whatever, not Vogue. Vogue, she's been there before. And she went fake the picture. Put her on some other bigger fashion magazines out here. Nobody's gonna buy nothing. Models do look straight. They are tall and they look straight. She is tall and she does not look straight. Her shape is out of modeling catalog. She won't sell those papers. Otherwise, she'd be modeling. Rose Hanbury sold the papers because Rose Hanbury is shaped straight. Rose Hanbury is shaped straight and tall. She is the model material. Mambos is not no model material. The only thing she can sell are the camouflage for hunting. She and Queen Escort have almost the same shape. If you look at Princess Diana, her tall legs will sell papers. They will sell everything. But when you take Carmilla and you take Mambos, damn, bitch, I ain't gonna sell no damn thing. Look at them. I tell you, look at them. You guys get complex in your stupid brains and then sit down there and start telling people, well, y'all did such a beauty, such a grace. She ain't got no grace. She been in everybody's mattress at St. Andrews. Everybody's been. What kind of grace is that? Do you guys see the pictures? Do you guys see her out here? She does not even deserve to be called any kind of princess. And less again, the Princess of Wales. Y'all know her reputation. They tell you your reputation precedes you. That's exactly what happens down here with that mama. Been in bed with all them old men. Every single one of them. Guys, please let me focus on my road because I'm looking at all those huggy pictures and with that article just pissed me off. And for some reason, these racists cannot see this double standard. They are quiet, for God's sake. What? How evil can you be? How hateful can you be? To hate on some innocent person who's doing good, who's used to doing good on this planet. And I don't know, that jealousy towards us, it's just not gonna take you in really good, any good place. Where is Mambos right now? She's divorced, by sleeping in that Adelaide cottage by herself. I wonder which one of the cottages she's dragging those stuff, because you know what? Bulliam knows how she is. Took all the handsome young looking ones out of that place, just got her the ones with Viagra down there. She's suffering. She's heartbroken. Because she is evil herself, that Mambos. She instigated all this nonsense on those papers. The other one will come with tattletales. The other one will come with Daily Fail. The other one will come. All of them are in their pockets. And you know, when you're being evil, God is gonna confuse you. Speaking of marriages, of broken marriages, yours is broken, Mambos. And they ain't gonna never get repaired. Because your man is hanging around some other man. Dragging all those men in the book there. You know this kid descended from all this King James. You know what King James used to do with all those young men like Jason Knapp. Jason Knapp is back. That's your rival right there. You need to focus, bitch. Your rival ain't no Duchess of Sussex, Her Royal Highness. No. You have a male rivals. Look around you, stupid. I'm leaving this thing right here. I'll talk to you guys again later. I love you so much, Sussex Squad. Please go bless my brother Baron. Go to his channel there. Let's get a brother 100,000 subscribers. And let's also go to my sister Isabella Bax. That's Weezy's channel. It's called Isabella Bax's channel. So y'all guys hit that one there. Hit subscribe. Let's get the sister to the 10,000 subscribers. I love y'all guys. I'm gonna talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye for now.